the fuck is up? Yo, I'm too small in this motherfucker. Hey, yeah, you know what's going on, everybody. It's fucking time again. I got the fucking Michelob Ultra. You know why? Because I'm watching my weight. But not only that, this shit makes me rip major ass when I drink Michelob Ultra. And I have to rip major ass because you know who we have on the fucking show tonight? You fucking peeping Tom motherfuckers. We got Monumental Discharge coming here off their fucking new shit split. I fucking love it. I fucking love you guys, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Hell yeah.
The concept is so fantastic. I gotta pull this up on here too. Like, okay, so I got fucking our boys right here. I got Kevin and I got Ibrahim. And Kevin's on the bass, Ibra's on the guitar. You guys are fucking phenomenal with what you do. You're making that slam. You're pumping this shit out. You guys are out of Colorado?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're coming out of Colorado. They just dropped this fucking split called Monumental Putridity, and it's hard, and the lyrics are everything is about shit. So here's what I wanted to bring up. It's so hilarious to me, like, that you chose to focus on this, because I make shit jokes 24/7 all the time, and people think I'm fucking crazy. Some people are like, all right, enough with the shit jokes. But I think that's always hilarious. Like, shit it's something that everybody can relate to, and it's something that is just so fucking great. Like, what made you guys decide to, like, go with that as, like, the it's almost like a gimmick, but it's your band, and you guys take it on, like, you take it seriously, you know, like the way you really are making serious music with this. Like, how did that start? How did the whole shit start? Where did this shit begin?
Well, shit always starts with food, and so Ibra and I, we were hanging out while doing, like, some band practice for another band that we're in, Lion Tortoise. Check it out. Instrumental progressive music, not about shit. It's just about notes and music and beauty. But we were eating some food from this great restaurant, Abyssinia, on Colfax, you know, right down the street in Denver. Really good Ethiopian food. And Ibra and I are just sharing our love for, like, music and the various subgenres of metal that we like. So obviously we're talking about porno grind and slamming brutal death metal. And then we're like, dude, let's start a band. Like, hell yeah, let's make a poop band. Let's do it. And then Ibra was already great friends and former bandmates with the other guys. So Ibra, maybe you want to talk a little bit about the other guys?
Yeah, for sure. I used to play in this band, Apotheon, with Andrew, right, the drummer, and we always loved slam. So we always wanted to form a slam band. He's probably the only guy that I can share, like, this slam love. Until I met Kevin. I was like, bro, it would be so sick if we just start a slam band. It doesn't have to be hard. It needs to be, first of all, funny. We just think it's like, it has to be funny. If the idea is not hilarious, then it's not a good idea. And then it has to be heavy. I don't know. This man is like, it just meets those two requirements, like heavy as heck and just hilarious. So it was good, yeah, that we can find Andrew and then Reese, which, I mean, come on. I wish he could be right here because his lyrics, oh man.
Yeah. Oh,
I just
yeah.
love the lyrics. They're like a huge part of this whole, like, Monumental Discharge. Like, the lyrics are, it just makes the whole thing, you know, just pretty, it makes it whole. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go over some of the lyrics in a bit. I was fucking weak because when I was doing my research, I go to Encyclopedia Metallum, and it literally said under lyrical themes, and it just said feces. And I was like, this is like, I was like, okay, what is the, like, how do you do that? And I went and I looked on the Bandcamp at the lyrics, And I was like, holy shit, like this is fucking good writing. This is good writing, but it really is feces. Like it's about feces. It's fucking great. It's and it's a trip because like porno grind, like you mentioned porno grind earlier, like being an inspiration, and like it's really tasteful, bro. Like the music that you guys are making, so like it's shockingly tasteful for like the content,
like obviously it's like dark, gross, sick, absurd humor, but then the music, I don't think like the music, well actually maybe the music does fit that like absurd weird humor, because like the fart noises and just
yeah.
and like it's definitely weird. So like we like the idea of being funny, but also as Eber said, like we first, like if we like hear something or like say something, we have to laugh, but we also have to like make the stink face, pun intended. Like this has to be a sick riff. And we go through like a little process where like Eber will write something, I'll write something, or we'll write something together, and then we'll send it off to Andrew, and then we'll be like, hey, what do you think? He'll be like, this is sick, this is sick, I don't know about this one, this is sick. And so whenever he says I don't know about this one, we're like, okay, bye, forget about it, never go back to it again. Yeah. And we just stay focused on this specific sound. Another thing we do is limitation as like an inspiration for creativity. So Eber and I, we decided nothing past the 4th fret, so we can do open 1, 2, 3, 4, and anything after that is illegal. It's not allowed. It's strictly prohibited.
It's too technical.
We can't do it. One time Eber was writing a riff, it was sick, and then he hit the 5th fret on the A string, and I just muted the strings. I said, do that, but on the open string instead. Like play the same note, but somewhere else. So but like I get, obviously thank you for the kind words, speaking highly on us and the music. But yeah, like it's definitely comical. But when you said like you read the lyrics and you're like, this is actually good, I totally agree. And I don't write the lyrics, so I'm not biased. Like Reese writes the lyrics, Andrew, Eber, and I will come up with stupid song titles or great song titles depending on your perspective, and we'll give them off to Andrew, and he's like, we'll give them off to Reese, and he's like, yes, I know exactly what to do, and he just pins a story. There's cohesion, there's characters, there's plot, there's development, all in these like little poems, these little lyrics. On the first album, my favorite line has to be "poop until your body dies." Most like metaphysical, existential line. But on the new album, from the opening track, "Latrine Throat," the second verse is "trapped inside, inhuman fecal gestation, homicidal constipation, past the point of no return." So wait, that's the lyrics for. That's the lyrics for the homicidal constipation, not the opening track. But anyway, so like homicidal constipation, you're to the point of constipation that you're ready to kill. So it's not just like ha ha poop, but like where poop can bring you.
It's like very calculated, like absurd humor. Like it's fucking great. It's bro, like I want to just read this. Like if you guys, if nobody has heard this band, fucking, this is from Abstract Shitstain. Fractal translinguistic incomprehensible shit pattern in my boxer briefs. Like that's the opening to the song. Like it's there's a lot going on behind it, you know, but and I love it. It's kind of like, it's like a fuck you to, like, you know, people that take their shit hella seriously, but it's like, I don't know, it's clever as fuck, you know? Like it's just like, and it knocks, bro. It, at the end of the day, like that shit all knocks. Like there's so much behind it, and it's a concept that you guys are constantly going with. You're sticking in that same vein every time. Like you're like, it's fucking gonna be this. It's, you know, like holy fuck, dude.
Yeah, we like the consistency. So it's like it's another reminder to have like consistent bowel movements, have a healthy, balanced diet, diverse intake of food. No, but obviously it's helpful because it's another limitation because it's like a thematic limitation. Like, okay, we have to do this. How do you talk about poop in so many different ways so it's not boring?
Yeah,
And Reese, as we pointed out, like he's very talented at that. Obviously, that's like part of his
bro.
profession, being a writer. In all the bands that he's worked with, he writes the lyrics, and they're always regarded in with high praise, which is, I think, really sick that people have been responding so well to it, especially these lyrics because it's just doo doo, baby.
It's fuck, man. Yeah, that
I
shit's
think
off the hook, man. You guys are a
I think
trip.
it's pretty fun, yeah, to just come up with like, you know, not only like ideas. I feel like sometimes songs are just like, two words, anal decapitation. And I was like, well, those two words are like hilarious. But then whenever like we started like actually writing a
Making a whole
story,
thing of it.
someone decapitated by like an anal is like, okay, this is like way better than like I imagined, like. And then like Kevin was mentioning, just the fact that we have limitations. It's kind of, it makes it more fun, I think. It's challenging but fun in a way. Like Kevin has a huge musical background, so I find it hilarious. I mean, I studied music theory as well, so I find it super funny that we know all these like music so in depth, but then we go back to like primitive mode. It's like, no, how can we make it the most simplistic? We actually, I don't know if you disagree with me, but Kevin, but I find a lot of inspiration, 90s rap, like pop music structure, simple like rhythms, like that anyone can relate to. Like I've talked to people that don't even know what, death metal is, but then I explain this idea of slam, like, poop metal slam. And if they find it hilarious, I'm like, yes, you're already like, understanding this concept, that for most people is like so foreign to understand, like just traditional slam. They're like, what the fuck is this,
Yeah, and
Totally. And having the mention in like 90s and I would say like early 2000s hip hop, for like just like basic rhythms, that's a huge part that makes this type of music relatable even to people who don't listen to extreme metal. Like obviously the I think the main complaint is, oh, the vocals, I don't understand them. But like you can see them bob their head to the rhythm.
yeah,
And I think that's like sticking in with like within like a moderate pace, like not too slow, also not too fast. Sometimes we have a bit of both, but like that just moderate bouncy rhythm,
yeah,
like the way you might dance at a hip hop concert. And but also another source of inspiration, which I feel like once we say it's going to be obvious, but like it's also going to be like a shock, like really. But like Eber and I both love children's music, like think about Barney, like the Barney theme song, like I love you, you love me.
yeah,
If you just change the melody of it and make it chromatic, like duh 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 dun 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 dun,
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
slam riff, like that simplistic like
Yes,
baby
yeah.
march. The baby march is the slam. Like you could change the tempo up a
Damn.
little bit, but
Holy
so
shit.
I find it even better. I find it even more like hilarious that we like take like Barney's songs and make them slam, because they already slam, they just need, honestly, we do the easy part like guitars, like this last shit split. I feel like it was 50% a lot of Kevin's ideas, which I think like growing up in Florida is all like that cool Florida death metal, which I love. And then just my ideas, which are like wacky and different. But then once Andrew puts like drums, it's like, oh shit, no, this is like, it can be super brutal or heavy. And then once Reese comes up with the lyrics, that's when we have a
Yeah.
like a whole thing.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of music. I was telling Dome from Fulci, I was like, bruh, that needs to be in the strip club. Like that kind of music. Like seriously, it's the perfect. It's so
it,
simple, but it's so like that's the cool thing too. It's like as musicians, you guys add more shit to it. Like you make Like it's simple shit, but it's more. I don't know, man. I got to give props to like the mixing, the way everything sounds, the timing. Tracking is a pain in the ass with instruments, like just in general. Like I've been trying to make a theme song for this fucking show for the last like fucking like 3 weeks. I've been playing guitar for 15 years. I've recorded guitar a couple times and I can't do it. I just can't. Like there's something that stops me every time cuz I mind fuck myself into shit not sounding right. And being able to put that shit together as clean as you guys have done it is fucking nuts. Like, where do you do all your recording? Who does your mixing?
Yeah, so Nick from Rusty Sound Audio, based in Denver, Colorado. He's worked with a bunch of other local bands and bands from elsewhere. Um, at first, like when he's a friend of Andrew, the drummer. So at first, when Andrew mentioned him, I'm like, okay, it's like you know him, so like yeah, like you mentioned a person, I have a little bit of like trust in them because I trust you. But then at the same time, I'm like, I don't know, I think like we could do it ourselves, or maybe someone else, like someone with a better reputation or something. But as soon as we heard like the first demos all the way back for the first album, I personally was like, oh my God, this like we sound like this is us. Like, because for guitars and bass, Eber and I just track them at our place, like in our little home studio. So like in our bedroom, like hooked up with like just a basic interface into a computer, nothing fancy. We just do DI. We sent the DI to Nick, and then he worked his professionalism, his experience he put into it, and we're like, oh shit, this is sick. And same thing with like Reese with vocals, like just recording at his place, and then then just Nick just putting the right touches on the effects. Like one of the things that I love the most about like the recordings is the effects on the vocals. Like there's no like pitch effects, no like distortion or anything, but what there is like tasteful reverb, tasteful delay, and like there's like little trails where like Reese will like do the vocals and then like just the trail of the vocals, which is like the little speckle of poop on the toilet bowl that's left over. Like it's still there. You can hear it, you can feel it, and it's very tasteful. And yeah, so we also used him again for the second release of Monumental Putridity, and we continue with that because like we love the sound of the first one. Everyone who we talked to about that topic, they're like, yeah, dude, it sounds so good. And that, I think, mentioning the production or the tone is really good, because compared to Putrid Defecation, Eber and I have stated multiple times, like we love that sound, like because their side of the split is just like raw, lacking in the mids, and that's just like creating like a fucking disgusting distorted sound.
Yeah,
it's I love it. And like we were talking to the guys in Putrid Defecation, and they're like, dude, your sound's so good, it's like so professional. Like, no, your sound is good. And like
yes
that's kind of like the sound that Eber and I like first mentioned, like when he and I were first talking about like creating the band. We're like, dude, let's just make it raw as hell, like no bass, just two guitars as like a dumb joke. Like we'll purposely have no bass, just like metal zone only, and like it'll be sick. And then we got with like Andrew and Reese, and we're like, okay, maybe we could do like the high quality sound instead. And I think that's a good decision on our part. I think it sounds really good.
Yeah, bro, that shit sounds crazy as fuck. Like it's clean, man. It's that newer metal production sound, but it's like it has more, I want like more bass in it than like, you know, some of the slam that I hear. I hear a lot of fucking like highs when I'm listening to like slam and shit. Like the new Snuffed On Sight, it sounds really crisp, and like Weeping sounds really crisp, like sonically. But I hear a lot of highs. But like your tunes have more of a, I want to say like, and I'm not knocking on them too. They, you know, every band sounds different, you know, with like their mixing and shit. But you guys have that like almost like radio like type sound, like to where it's like fucking it reminds me of the first time I compared like when I mixed myself and then I listened to like Drake right after, and I was like, oh shit, like his volume is a lot lower, but it's like more, it's more subtle effects that are like done on it that kind of bring that together and shit.
Totally. So, like that's the like the experience that Nick has. And like maybe we'll go back to the bass because like obviously I play bass in the band, but when it comes to recording, Eber and I will both record guitars and bass. And so like let's say there's a song where it's my baby and I wrote the thing, then it would make sense that I do the guitars and the bass, or vice versa. If it's Eber's baby, he'll do the guitar and bass. And then if there's a song where we like write it together, maybe one will record all of it just for ease, or maybe like I'll do this part with this instrument, you do that part with that instrument. But Eber, maybe you want to talk about the bass used on the recordings and also the secret sauce.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I think it just started like, the same as a joke. We're like, let's use BC Rich, guitars, which I think is hilarious. And I've been using, for all the recordings so far, it's just a BC Rich, maybe, what, $100? Maybe less. I don't know. $80 at most. Kevin, he's a badass and actually gift me fucking Seymour Duncan like Nazgul pickups.
Oh, that's
so I feel like so yeah, I feel like that made a huge difference when tracking. But we just wanted to keep it simple. But as far as like the sound and bass, Kevin and I, we're huge fans of that Indonesian like slam tone, like you were mentioning, kind of thin vocals, snare, and no bass, guitar, which I love. I love that super raw sound. But yeah, like I would agree. I was like, yeah, coming from some like, some bouncier, inspirational like sounds. I personally thought the bass should be like a big part, and it is a huge part of the sound. So for that first album, we just started using the bass. So we're using Dingwall Through Dark Glass, for that super nice sound. But honestly, it's just Nick, Rusty Sun. I don't know what he's doing, what his magic sauce is. He just makes anything sound good. For our second release was just the BC Rich, bass.
Yeah.
Just as good, like
the dark glass that Eber mentioned is like it's so good. He uses it in Lion Tortoise, he uses it every other thing. But like it has this like grinding like distortion that it's not too distorted to get lost in the mix. And it doesn't stick out too much where it's annoying, but it's like it sticks out where you're like, hey, there's a bass on this song, and like it fits. Like you can hear it as a separate track, but it also fits in well, at least to my ears. And I really love the sound of the bass on it. So the dark glass, big part, and then Nick just doing whatever the hell he does is great. But yeah, the guitars we got, that's another thing. Like another meal we had, we were eating at this amazing hot pot place in Denver called the Bronze Empire. So good. And like we're like, dude, we need BC Rich guitars, but like the lowest, cheapest quality, and they have to be a Warlock. Oh my god, we have to be a Warlock. Like we have to live our inner 12-year-old and like finally get a Warlock. And so I called a local guitar center. It's like, hello, excuse me, do you have any BC Rich guitars available? And they're like, yeah, of course. I'm like, are any of them Warlocks? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, can you hold one for me? And they're like, all right, what's your name? I'm like, Kevin, I'll be right there. Finished our meal, went straight to Guitar Center, and then I saw this sweet little baby boy.
Damn.
It was in the corner, and like if you can see, I don't know how good the quality of the video is right now, but it says Bronze.
Yeah.
By BC Rich.
That's like the fucking knockoff BC Rich, or like it's like their fucking Squire. Like,
yeah, and like
I never even knew that existed.
Yeah, same. I was like, I know BC Rich Bronze Edition. I thought that was like the cheapest, lowest quality that they offered. And then so I kind of was like upset. I'm like, that's not a BC Rich. That's like, what the hell's a Bronze? And I was trying to like Google it, but I forgot to pay my phone bill, but I didn't realize that I forgot to pay it. So I'm just like searching, and there's like no connection. I'm like, damn it, what the hell is this? I need to find out. And then I saw some stickers on the side of the fretboard, and it said 1, 3, 5, 7. So it like just had like little numbers like pointing out the frets. I'm like, oh my god, that's perfect. I'll try it. And so, one second. So then we go into like the little practice area, and I'm like, that was just like the first riff that I came up with, and I was like, oh shit, that, all right, cool. I'll take it. Like it just felt good, and so everything on the guitar is the just as
Yeah,
it
single
was.
pickup.
Yeah, single pickup. But I put in, I didn't put it in. I paid a luthier to put it in, a Fishman Fluence pickup.
Ah, motherfucker! I fucking want I want a set of those. I fucking
And
literally,
a USB charger on the back for the pickup.
bro. That's
This,
crazy.
and then the cherry on top for the price of this guitar, $69.
Oh yeah, that's straight up some discharge right there. You'll get a
Yeah.
nice discharge. Holy shit! The Fishman
And-
Fluence. That's so weird.
Yeah.
I was just
And-
about to mention Fishman Fluence pickups. What the fuck?
And then I got even luckier because I found this BC Rich Warlock bass on Reverb. It was posted for $100, and I asked the person, I was like, hey, I know I'm lowballing you, but like, could I pay you $50? It's a bronze. It's a bronze by BC Rich Warlock. It was like 100 new, and it's all beat up. And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever. And so I paid $50 for this bad boy, and it's a bass, and it also says bronze by BC Rich. And so this is the bass that we use in the videos and for live. So that's the baby boy right
for
there.
the second, for
bruh.
the split, right?
Yeah, for the split too. Yeah.
So you showed me those. What's your like most expensive guitar that you got? What's like your fucking what was your grail that you got? Cuz like that's this how many projects do you got going and this is your most like this is the project with the most traction, right?
Well,
Or is it?
Eber and I worked together in quite a few different projects. I think the most sick one, the most brutal one we got is a rock en español cover band. You know, we just play like Latin rock from the 80s. That's like the most brutal.
sick.
No, but that's obviously it's not the most brutal, but we have played some cover shows with a rock en español band. And but we also play in Lion Tortoise, as I mentioned before. It's like instrumental progressive music. And Jeffrey, the guitarist, he's the main homie in that one, writes all the music. And Xander's the drummer, provides the amazing drums for that. But then Eber and I also have a project, Telurk Effluvium. And so there's an album that's already released. That's like Funeral Doom. And the second album is about to be released through Transylvanian Records. And then we haven't played any live shows yet with bands like Poisonous Wind and Ghost Spawn, but Eber will be based on those as well. And then Eber also has like a tech death project that he's working on, and I offered to play guitar on that as well. I don't know, like Eber and I are both like very creative. He likes post-punk and like synth wave stuff, so like he'll make some projects like that, and I'll do the same. But that's just like for fun. And as he was saying before, like he studied music theory. I studied music theory and classical guitar, so that's why I got these long boy nails on my right hand and nothing on my left.
Yeah.
I'm actually a music teacher as well, so I teach music composition, music theory, music production at a high school. So like when it comes to music, I'm just constantly in love. I'm avoiding your like, what's your most expensive guitar? Because
Yeah, I was about to say you haven't answered his question.
It's like obviously the questions regarding like an economic sense of wealth, but I think like I don't know, the bronze by BC Rich that I showed you, because it costed $69. That's like
no,
such,
that's
such
like that's like fucking bro. That's some like it was meant to happen type shit. Like that's so fucking funny, bro. I love it. I love it. Like it's a fucking what's not a it's. I want to. It's your band isn't.
It's meant to be.
What's the word? It's not an enigma. It's like a fucking. It's like a fucking. Because it makes sense, like, but it's just a total trip, man. It's a mind fuck, man. Like this project is so sick, dude. It
Thank you.
slams. You know. Fuck, man. Like, we got to talk about some shit. I can ask this question now. I've only asked this question one time before. It was during a 6-hour interview, and it was about 5 hours into the interview when I was running out of shit to ask. but I have to ask this question. When was the last time you guys shit your pants? And I'll tell you the time I shit my pants to open this one up.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
So the last time I shit my pants, I was I had a really shitty Toyota Corolla that like always had to fucking get oil in it like every day, and my girl had to like drive somewhere, and I went outside, and she was like, fill up the thing, you have 30 minutes, I have to go to the store and get gas and do this, so fill it up. And I had to take a shit really bad, but I was like, you know what, fucking I'll do it. I'll go do it. Whatever. I was pissed. I was like, I'll fucking do it. So I run outside, and I'm standing in front of my neighborhood, and literally all my neighbors are outside for some reason. They're all working on their lawn or doing, fucking with their car, doing some shit. And I'm standing out there, and I'm filling up this oil, and like it's just going down. And I'm like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. And fucking, I realized at that point it was not a nice shit. It was like one that was creeping through. And I just could not hold it, bro. And I straight shit myself right there. And I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed because I caught it. I caught it with my left hand. I was wearing sweatpants. I caught it with my left hand, like not like the turd, but like caught it like in my sweatpants. And I fucking like I didn't even end up filling up all the oil in the shit. I closed it, and I like casually like walked with my hand like in between my ass cheeks. And I remember like I could have just gone through the front door, but I fucking didn't want to because like it's faster to get through the side gate. So I get through the side gate, and I go to the back of the house to come in through the back door. And I was like, God damn it, I just shit myself. And fucking the back door was locked. So I'm banging on the fucking back door, and I'm like, let me in, let me in. She's like, what the fuck's going on? She runs and she opens up. She's like, what's going on? I was like, I shit myself. And all the neighbors saw, bro. They all saw me like walk with my hand holding that. So my neighbors, and I'm not the kind of person that like introduces myself to the neighbors and shit. So that was like probably the only time they seen me. So my neighbors all know me as the guy that shit himself, probably, while filling that up. And that was the last time that I shit my pants. There've been a lot of times, but that was second most memorable. Fucking yeah, man.
Thank you for the vulnerability.
It was terrible, man. It is what it is. I mean, shit.
I think my most honest recent shit of my pants is probably like, I don't know, a few years ago. Just lying down. I think like I was like sick. I rarely get sick, maybe like once a year. And I'm like lying down. I'm just like chilling in my bed, not feeling too good. And like I have to fart. So I'm like, lift up a leg, and I go, and I'm like, oh no. But that wasn't too much of a mess. I was just like stood up and like weirdly walk/crawled to the bathroom, and like I was like looked at the underwear. I'm like, damn it. And then I cleaned up, but I think this is a hilarious thing, because like all throughout high school I had an extra pair of underwear in my backpack just in case, because in the 9th grade I was a little too cocky, similar with the story I just shared. And I'm with my friends, we're chilling, I go a fart, but it was more than what just a fart. It was some poopy. And so I was like, dang it. So I went to the toilet, and I looked at the underwear. I'm like, damn it, there's poop. And I took them off, and then like I was like, what do I do? And there's like other like students in the outside of the stall. I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, all right, I'll put it in the toilet and I'll see if I can flush it. And I put it in the toilet, I flushed it, and it went away. And I was like, oh shit, I guess that works for my sense of like saving myself from embarrassment, but like awful for the sewage system. And then in the 10th grade, I didn't learn my lesson. So the next year, the 10th grade, I was just walking around. I wasn't walking around. I remember I was in Miss Norman's history class, U.S. history, and I raised my hand. I'm like, can I go to the bathroom? And she's like, no. I'm like, please. And she's like, no. I'm like, please. She's like, yeah, sure. Take the pass. I go to get the pass, and it's right before I grab the pass. I go, oh no. And it wasn't a fart or anything. It just came out. I'm like, fuck. And so like I clenched my cheeks together and I'm holding myself. I'm like, oh god. And I like power walk to the bathroom and I'm like, god damn it. And then I just like threw away the underwear, but this time in the trash can. And then since then I had an extra pair of underwear in my backpack just in case. I was always prepared. But now that you and I both have shared our vulnerability, I can't wait to hear Ibra's most recent doo-dooing of his own drawers.
Shit. It's been a while, yeah. I grew up in Mexico, close to Mexico City. So food down there is like, fuck, it'll make you tough. I feel like just my immune system, like, 200% better. But yeah, I used to just eat like street tacos, man. Like back in the day, I would eat like, I don't know, man, you can buy like 15 tacos for $1. So I would just buy like 10 of them. And then, tacos are like amazing, but you're like, you're risking your life, like 9 out of 10 times it's all fun and games, but then you get like a bad batch. Yeah, man. So one time, just doing tacos and it's horrible, man, because it caught me at night. I was sleeping, and then I just woke up and I was like, oh no, it's just like it's time. I need to use the bathroom. So whenever I like stood up, I just lost the battle. It's like there's no winning. But I still try though. So I remember like, I don't know, maybe like 10 years old or whatever. So I still like ran. I ran, and then my bathroom was not even. It was like in a different. It's kind of like a different like little housing complex. Running like this is like, I don't know, 3 a.m. like midnight. I'm like, fuck, I just like lost the battle. I don't remember what happened. I'm pretty sure like, like Kevin and you said, I was so embarrassed that I'm like, I need to like burn my pants. Like I need to like get rid of the fucking evidence.
Gotta duck that shit. Get that fucking shit out of there.
Sometimes you gotta
seriously.
Sometimes you gotta keep the evidence, and I'll tell you why. A friend of mine, I'm not gonna share her name, but she's also an insane guitar player, really sick. And one of her, like, she and I bonded over like so many like virtuoso guitarists, like Jason Becker, Marty Friedman, and Steve Vai, like maybe top 3 of that like shred style, the shrapnel era. And so like she gifted me this Steve Vai hoodie, and I absolutely loved it. I wore it for years, like every day, even in like the summertime in Florida. I didn't care. Just like I felt so cool wearing a Steve Vai hoodie. Like, this guy is such an amazing musician, composer, theorist, artist. I love him. And then one day I saw this guy who was he's experiencing homelessness, and he said, "Excuse me, man, like it's cold out here. Do you mind if I could have that hoodie?" I was like, "Dude, of course, yeah, man. Like anything, of course." So I gave him the Steve Vai hoodie, which I loved, by the way, very much, obviously.
No.
And then when it's different than what you're expecting.
Okay.
But when I saw my friend, the one who had gifted me the hoodie, she's like, "You know what? I'm glad that like you're not wearing that hoodie anymore." I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "Well, to be honest, like I didn't want to wear it because like I had an accident." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Yeah, I kind of felt bad giving you it." I'm like, "Why? Tell me." She's like, "Well, I was driving on the highway one time, and I really needed to stop." I'm like, "Okay." And she's like, I was just like in like bunch of traffic. I couldn't get out anywhere, and I really needed to go. I'm like, "Okay." And then she's like, and I was already like sitting on my hoodie, and I just like lifted up my dress and like moved my like underwear, and like I just shit all inside of that thing, and like, oh my God, I just destroyed it. I just covered it in just wet slop. And I was like, "And you gave me that?"
Got the fucking poop jacket, bro.
And she's like, well, I know that you love Steve
Oh.
Vai, and I just like I couldn't throw it away because it's it's so cool and like
Oh,
you really love Steve Vai. I'm like, God damn it! Now some guy's fucking warming himself at night with a
with
shit
poop.
fucking shit Vice hoodie.
Damn. I don't know if that's good or bad. That's neutral. That's neutral karma. That's neutral karma. Like you fucking, you did some positive shit, but it was some shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Holy fuck. The poop
But yeah,
jacket.
Steve Vai rips.
Yeah, Steve Vai is hard as fuck, bro. I like Steve Vai. That motherfucker's crazy. I like Steve Vai. I like Joe Satriani. That motherfucker's raw. What's his name? That one cat? Eric Johnson.
Howie? No.
Greg Howie for sure. Greg Koch, another
Fucking
Greg.
Dude. Fuck, man. Oh, we need to get down, man. I fucking I play a little guitar.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah, I need to learn. You said you teach lessons and shit.
Yeah, I'm a full-time music teacher at a high school. So I teach several classes, all about like 20 to 30 students. I have a music theory class, music production, music composition. But on the side, I also have some individual private students where we focus on whatever they want to focus on, whether it's like a specific instrument, a specific style of music, or a specific element of music.
Damn, that's crazy, man. I might have to take a lesson from you. I took a lesson from Brandon Ellis from Black Dahlia.
Hell yeah.
Like, dude, I didn't know what the fuck he was showing me. I was like, he was like, he's a good teacher too, but I asked for some complicated ass shit, and I was like kind of intimidated because I was like, it was fucking Brandon Ellis, and I was like, bro, I need to like, I should be able to do this, and like he was showing me some crazy ass shit, and I was like, I was like, fuck, I got 30 minutes to learn everything I can from him. So it was
dude, he rips. He's a good singer too. He did like I watched this cover. I think it was like a Judas Priest song maybe.
Yeah.
And like he's singing too. I'm like, hell yeah, I didn't know he could sing. Like you could clearly tell his taste of like 80s like B level 80s glam metal, not like the super pop stuff, but like the underground 80s glam metal. And like he's talked about it too in interviews, but like it's like apparent that taste, but it's not like when you listen to Black Dahlia Murder's like new stuff with him on it, you're not like, oh, it's like 80s glam metal. It's like it's obviously melodic death metal, but like there's like a little hint of it. And I feel like that's like similar with us, or probably similar with like every other band's. Like you can hear like a little bit of something, but at first you're not quite sure. Like with us, like it's like, is that like, what is that? And then Eber and I mentioned earlier, it's like, oh, that's late 90s hip hop, or that's like children's music. That's what you're really listening to.
Yeah.
But just through the context of brutality and disgusting noise and poopy.
Yeah, and Easter eggs.
Ooh,
Yeah.
There's some good ones. If you ever figure out the Easter eggs, like musical references, feel free to take a guess, or like let us know privately, and we might give you a little surprise reward.
You heard it here first, everybody. Fucking listen for them Easter eggs in that Monumental Discharge. There's some shit there. And yo, you know it, man. These motherfuckers, these people will find that shit. People will
It's like
find it.
It's finding the corn. You
So,
know? You
a
gotta
little corn
find
in
the corn.
My boy had me dying earlier.
Yeah.
My homie
A
said
friend of
to
mine,
me-
he already found one.
Oh, he did?
Fernando, I showed him the freaking, EP, before it was released. And immediately he was like, I don't know if you guys did this intentionally or not, but like this riff, reminds me of. I was like, oh shit, like he noticed right away.
Yeah.
But, nobody else has brought it up so far. So, so I'll keep it secret.
But yeah, you were saying your homie did what?
Oh, my homie said some funny shit earlier. He was like, fucking, he was shopping at the store, and I was like, did you buy corn? He was like, hell yeah, I bought corn. I was like, why'd you buy corn? He said, because I love to find it when I shit. He said, that's the best thing about corn. I was like, what the fuck? Like, completely unrelated. He didn't even know I'm going to be on the show tonight. And like, he just said that.
That's hilarious. I mean, there's so many good reasons to love corn, like the nutrition, the diversity of corn, the
Yeah.
cultural mythologies associated with it.
That's
That one's good.
bro. That's how I found out I had a fast transit. I said it on the show. Fuck, I had a fast transit. I fucking eat corn in the morning, and it's out I see it by nighttime. So that's not normal. Unless you got IBS. So, you heard it here first. Everybody, May Bizzle got IBS. Fuck.
The person who gave me the Steve I hoodie also has IBS. So
oh, that makes
there you
sense.
go. And there's one of the songs on the split from Putrid Defecation is called Involuntary Bowel Movement. So IBM.
Oh, that shit just happens.
Another just like beautiful happenstance with Putrid Defecation is they're from the third most populated city in Finland, and it's called Espoo, Espoo. It's just beautiful coincidences, just
Dude.
all the signs, man.
Dude, that's so wild. There could not have been a more perfect band to do a split with. How did you?
Next one, Djibouti. We got to find a band from Djibouti.
Djibouti. Oh, we just fucking just head out there.
Hell yeah, we got to just like represent East African food and just like give praise and homage to all the musical and gastronomical things they've provided to the world and shout them out. But you were asking, how do we find Putrid Defecation?
Yeah, how did you guys and how did you reach out to them?
I think Eber and I were like just listening to something on YouTube. We just like found like some like just brand new slam band or something.
Their EP or whatever.
The one with Dutch Oven Genocide, insane song title.
Yes, it was so great. I was like, these guys have the same idea as us. I just thought like so silly because I looked at their album cover and it was like immediately way more badass. Like it's just like this like skeleton in the toilet, like just like I don't know, disintegrating. I was like, man, like these guys are way like more badass than we are. Like let's hit them up.
Bowels of Hell is the EP, the one with Dutch Oven Genocide. And I'm reading the song titles right now. Rectal fume asphyxiation, abhorrent stench of flatulence. And I'm like, that's sick because like this album is all about farts. And like ours is like poop and theirs is farts. So like that they go hand in hand, or they go cheek and cheek if you want.
Cheek and cheek.
And like like and just as Eber said, like they have the same idea. This is sick. Like we got to reach out to them. I think I wrote a message to them on Instagram, like first like saying like, hell yeah, there it is. I think like I reached out to them just saying like Kitos, which is thank you in Finnish. I just Google translated it. I'm like, Kitos for the music, and like like we're so happy that you guys are doing what you do. Cheers from Denver, Colorado. And they're like, hell yeah, fuck yeah, like right on, same back to you, like Monumental Defecation, hell yeah. And we just like started talking about like culture and like the mountains of Colorado and like the diverse geographies of Finland, just like nothing about music. And then obviously we go into music, like, all right, gutturals and slams and fucking disgusting poop. And then I can't remember who initially started it, but Eber and I already had the idea, like we should do a split with them. But like one of the bands mentioned it, and for us it's so hilarious because we call it the shit split, because it's two shit bands. One's from Espoo, Finland, and it's just like it's a match made in heaven, or whatever the expression is. Perfect pairing. And yeah, so like we had written our songs, they'd written their songs, and after a while we're like, okay, let's put this out. And they work with a record label in Finland called Staden Rex. I think I'm pronouncing it right, Staden or Stadin. So they put that out on tape and CD. And then we also put it out on tape through Barbaric Brutality in the US, and pre-orders are available now on their website. And after they're ready, you could also pick them up from us on our Bandcamp. And the art for that one, we didn't mention that one because that one's also a guy in a toilet, and very straight to the point. He's being split apart, like a reference. Yeah,
shit split. That's fucking
And so Reese, the vocalist, is also a graphic designer and artist. Like he does a bunch of stuff just for fun, just like how Eber and I like make a bunch of music just for fun. And this band is obviously just for fun, but it's also like not just our fun, but for your fun too. And so I was talking with Reese. I'm like, what about an idea of like a guy on a toilet is being like split apart by shit? I don't know how quick it was. Maybe like the same day or right after. He's like, how's this? And we're like, perfect. Yes, exactly. And then he like, I don't know the techniques he does and all the tools and stuff he uses, but he put in a lot of time for the background and just made it all by himself, and really killer art, I think. And then also shout out to Kenny from Barbaric Brutality for the doing the layout design.
Dude, you know what got me was fucking where is it? I'm pulling it up right now from Barbaric Brutality. Fucking your fucking what the RNG shit that he did for you guys?
The orange like tape.
This video that the
toilet,
the one that Kenny did. Where's the original clip of that? Oh my god!
I think it's above.
I think I passed it. Yeah, it's a video. It's like a 2-second video. Oh, it was before this. It was before this. What date is this? This was dated on October 16th. There was a video.
I think.
Right here.
Yeah.
Next up, when I saw this, I said, "What the fuck is that gonna be?" I like asked him. I was like, "What is that?" He told me. He was like, "Oh, bro, yeah." He's like, "That's a promo that fucking that was Kenny, right? Kenny and
Yeah.
Kenny did that." And like, I was like, "I want to know what the fuck this is gonna be. Like, this is great." And he was like, "Oh, dude, fucking check this band out." He's like, and that was when I reached out to you guys. I was like, "Dude, holy shit, I love it."
I love the art design too. Like it made me think of like, imagine like a 90s PS1 game, but like a remake of it. So like I was thinking like Resident Evil 2, but like the modern remake of it. Like it has that like gritty kind of pixely look, but it's also like very glossy high definition art, like clearly made with like modern technology. And like I think that's a beautiful like visual companion to our music, because like we have that really dumb lowbrow like poop, but also we have the lyrics that like is actually the highbrow stuff, like well written stuff with a bunch of literary devices that are used purposefully and tastefully. And then also we have the dumb like 4 frets, but also with composition, with the structure that Eber and I mentioned before. Like there's like a significant thought put into like the structure of the songs and the riffs that we compose. So it's like it's dumb, but it's intentional. And like that too, the art is like it's a fucking toilet in like some dungeon looking area, but it's also like like creepy. So it's like intentional. The lights flickering and bringing some intrigue. Like who's gonna poop in this? Like what's gonna happen?
It's great. Like, man, it's just, I don't know. Shit humor is the best humor to me. My girlfriend or my wife, she can't stand it. She can't stand when I crack jokes about shit, and I think it's great. I think it's something that people need to get over. Like the people that aren't down with poop humor. It's the funniest shit.
You're speaking like so much truth. Like we've talked about, like, I mean, for me, Andrew, Kevin Reese, poop is just like so natural, right? It's like hilarious. Like it just like translates so well across so many cultures, And I think it's like it's nasty, it's funny, it's like awesome, but like a lot of people, which I think it makes it even more hilarious, like just find it like so
taboo.
Offensive.
Yeah, like, I know. Like,
so
yeah, they get mad at it.
Like,
it's the funniest shit.
They get pissed. Yeah, they would rather speak about, I don't know, like murder, like fucking some like shit that we're like, oh shit, like you're not even at that level, We're just talking about like poop, like I don't know. I just find it hilarious that some people are just, like you said, taboo.
I was thinking about it. You know what show I never watched like growing up, and I used to see it on TV all the time. It Snapped on fucking Oxygen. It was like this show about like women that like kill their spouses. Like 90% of the episodes are that. This show has run for 30 fucking seasons, bro. Each season having like 20 episodes on it, and it's like a true crime show about women that snapped and then, you know, did some crazy crime or killed somebody, you know, like, and I'm like 30 seasons of this shit being on TV. This is some low vibration ass shit. And people are offended by poop. People are offended by fucking the thing that you do fucking if you're healthy every day. What the fuck? What world do we live in? What world? Like, dude, straight up, there needs to be more. This needs to be a whole new genre of death metal. There needs to. I wouldn't even call it poo metal. What would you call it? If it's your own genre.
Oh my god, it's the difficult one because the name is so inviting, or it's so like,
Yeah,
it's a barrier. It's so
it almost like
powerful,
discredits it if you don't do it right. If you don't,
mm-hmm.
like you say fecal metal, people are like, oh, that's shit. You know, you have to have it like, you have to have a positive connotation with the fucking with the poop.
I mean,
For
fecal
sure.
metal was sounding good right there.
Fecal metal.
but like that, like it gets to a point where like lyrics can be influential in like defining a genre, but it's like obviously not everything. For example, like as soon as you start singing about like goats and Satan and like sodomy, you're like, okay, it's a black metal band.
Yeah.
But like you could be like playing like a cumbia and sing about that stuff. It's like, well, is it really a black metal, or is it just like cumbia with like lyrics that are heavily associated with black metal? So like, for us, I feel like it's just like, obviously it's death metal, but we like to tag it as like slamming death metal or slamming brutal death metal. Me personally, I think like I want to say it's like almost brutal death metal because I listen to like a ton of different brutal death metals. Ebers was shouting out just the Indonesian scene in general.